seemed at both Tonando and also at Culture Kings, it happened very organically rather than by design. So how were you handpicked, do you think, or chosen to move into those leadership roles?
I don't know the real reason, to be honest, but I would say that as someone that was a development manager, as someone as head of IT, the way I normally pick out people that I would like to promote is by looking at sort of their work ethic, by looking at how willing they are to take on different tasks. Because the challenge with a management role or in a leadership role is that it's very loosely defined. So as a developer, we have more or less an engineering or engineered process where we say, okay, this is the backlog, this is how we define acceptance criteria, this is, it can go through a business hours, it can be well specified, it can be well defined, you have very clear boundaries of what you have to do. You know when you've done your job well, you know when you haven't done it well, while you're doing it. In a management role, it's quite often it's the complete opposite. So you could have the CEO say, hey, I'm not happy with how this is going, change it. They may not say much more than that. And then you just have to figure out, okay, how should I change it? What do they actually want? And then sometimes it may be a change in the way the team works, or it may be a change in culture they want. And there's no playbook or there's no recipe for how you achieve that, because it largely depends on the people you're working with, what they're used to, what are their expectations, and you're sort of playing middleman a lot of the time. For me, identifying someone who's able to sort of roll with the punches, who's highly flexible, adaptable, who doesn't really have a focus of, because sometimes some people have an attitude of, oh, I don't know if this works, like why can't it be this way? It's more you kind of have to think, not think optimistically, but just think your way around problems and think about how things could be possible. Because end of the day, for me as a manager, your goal is to remove blockers.
So it's really interesting that your flexibility, your adaptability, your possibly getting bored easily is what actually led to your success from a software developer to a leader.
I would say so.
Offered that opportunity.
I would agree with that. It definitely highlighted my willingness to try something new to the business, or to the businesses I were working with, and that hopefully sort of gave them the idea that it may be worth giving me a shot.
Absolutely. Definitely, and I guess the software developer is something that's quite tangible, quite black and white. Whereas you say as a leader, there's so many kind of unknowns, and you're dealing with the people. So the unexpected can happen there as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And